Hello and welcome to another episode of Hey Biz Buds. I'm Renee, your host for this episode, and I have here with me Liana,
Hello.
Manisha, and Fitri. We're gonna talk about mindset shift
Oof.
as a self-employed. And I think mindset, okay, before I even go like deeper into mindset shift, right? Of what do you think when I say mindset shift in your own opinion? Anyone can jump in first.
Stress. I feel like it's for me, there are like multiple aspects of mindset shift that have come into my life. Wow, so sad. One is the going from 9 to 5 to the self-employed. And then there's the personal versus the professional mindset shift that can happen on a daily basis. And then there's the letting go of attachments. Very deep about this conversation. Never mind, you all
Wow,
continue
yes.
first.
No, I love it.
Liana, Fitri, any thoughts? Later we can go deeper with
Okay.
Manisha. Any thoughts like when somebody tell you about like mindset shift, right? What comes to mind? Your mind?
Myself cheated. Okay, I mean, no,
Sure.
Why not?
I was just saying like, okay, I really love the hot topic because mindset is actually my word of the year.
Mhm.
So, mindset shift, when someone tells me about mindset shift, it's really, I see it more as, like opening up their mind from a limited mindset, a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Like,
Nice.
I think it's hard for you to go from growth to fixed mindset. I feel to go back, right? I mean, once you're already like, yeah. So I'm always thinking it's a better mindset shift. I feel like that's where it comes from. You. I mean, yeah. Okay, that's mine.
Fitri?
Fitri?
Like what Liana shared, mindset is about opening your mind, bigger things that you initially limit yourself to.
Yes.
I think also you can read any types of like mindset shift tips and everything, but essentially mindset shift has to definitely start from yourself. If you decide to have that mindset shift, then it will happen. But
Definitely.
I mean, for me, from experience, I do have people who they are very very well aware of mindset shift and everything, and sometimes they talk about it, but they never grow from the fixed mindset to growth mindset because maybe it's by choice, maybe because they don't believe on it. So it's really more of like whether you want to have that leap of faith. Yeah, and I totally agree with Manisha. It's a lot of mindset shift, especially I think all of us were from 9 to 5, right?
Or was at least, I
Experience
think.
as employee before, right? Yeah. So that mindset shift alone
Yeah.
is very difficult. Like you
Yeah.
have been in the mindset where you are working for someone and then suddenly you have to like shift to working for yourself or with yourself. It's something where you have to learn and also adapt to when it comes to that kind of mindset shift. Then okay, then when we talk about employee to being self-employed, right? Can you share with me a little bit like your personal journey of that transition? What were some of the biggest mindset shift you had to undergo when you were from employee and then you become like a self-employed?
Can't remember. So many years ago.
Yeah.
I think for me it's financial.
Same,
Okay.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
Okay.
the financial that is the huge financial
Alright.
because I was earning quite a hefty amount of
Okay.
what do you call it?
Salary.
Salary,
Salary.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
She forgot the word.
Then the shift that we had to go through in terms of the financial is when I totally cut off that amount of salary without any savings, without any plans moving ahead, but with my husband's like blessings and faith that he had in me, even without knowing what business is all about. I think that's also for him is also another mindset shift, because he now has to tackle everything in the house, from being married, the household, whatever, or anything that's financial related. Yeah, so the biggest mindset shift I had was the finance part. You
Right.
guys have any other experience
I think
that
mine was fear. There was a
fear?
lot of I mean,
Imposter syndrome? Would that something?
definitely, yeah. It was one of those, okay, am I good enough? Can I take on big actually I still have it lah, but it's like, um just letting go eventually to, okay, if this doesn't happen this month, let's work towards it the next month. It was not, it became less of harping on little things. And I started to learn that if rejection is okay, what do
Yes.
I do next? It became uh ironically, for a person who likes to have control, I'm okay with lack of control with all these things. Like, I know I cannot control this, so I
Yeah.
will do what I can.
Yeah.
So I think that shift from working for someone, also because I come from a business family, so I didn't have a lot of
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
oh no, what will happen if I lose my
Yeah,
job kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
was like,
Okay.
okay, I somehow have it in my blood. I'll figure
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out
yeah.
kind
Like,
of
oh,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
The figuring
Yeah.
out part. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like you said that I never thought, because I did not have conversations with people like you before.
Yeah.
So it was never the fixed versus growth mindset. It was just the, okay, how do I change my life from getting going to work at this time and getting a salary to how do I discipline myself? So I think my discipline again comes from being in a business family. So I knew I have to get up, I have to work. There's no choice there.
No choice. Yeah.
Yeah, but they also would sometimes I'm like, okay, there's not much work today. I can sleep. Okay, good night. So it was the flexibility which I did not
Yes.
understand as growth before. It was just okay, I'm a bit more flexible. So I think that was the mindset for the bigger picture, moving from salary to non-salary, non-fixed salary, fixed
Non-fixed.
income. Yeah.
How about Liana and Fitri?
I think
Any
for
thoughts?
me, I don't know, like, was it really much of a mindset? Because when I was working as a 9 to 5 job, to be honest, I was struggling like hell, and okay, no, not struggling like hell. Shouldn't say that. I wasn't like that employee who will come in on the dot at 9 a.m. and then go back at 5 p.m. No, so I was a bit more in my latest job lah, I was very uh stubborn in my way that I want to come in work late. Like because I want it to be my own way. Like I know, right? Yeah, because I remember like my job, I had the contract that I had, right, was a bit different from the rest. It was like by what's it called, on contract, as a
Contract basis.
contractor, not a staff.
Permanent.
Yeah.
So yeah, but somehow they treated me as a staff, right? So
Right,
I'm like, so then I was like looking at the contract, and I was like, say, cause my boss I remember she was like saying like, why you come so late? And then I'm like saying, oh no lah, inside my contract never put the working hours. So
You never say because I boss, I boss.
yeah, padahal like that was like my first like real steady job. Then I was like, wow, okay. So I would be like that, even though my house was like right in front of the office.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, so I know. So it was. I just really wanted it my own way. Like I think even when I was working in a company, I still wanted my own way. But doesn't mean that I didn't do my work. I will do my work.
Yeah.
I will still like I'll be the last one to leave the office, because I told myself, hey, if I leave late, might as well I come in late also. I
Makes
set my own
sense.
rules, like yeah.
So technically you didn't had a mindset shift lah. You were already
really,
there lah. You were already there.
I mean, sure, the money wise lah, of course. Like for me, I think back then, I think me and Hanafi have always been like quite crazy in a way. Like I think, yes, I had money. Like the pay was quite good. So for me, I had the foresight like to save up as much as I can from what I earn, so that later on, if I stop work, I already had this idea. Okay, I want to stop work somehow. So that's why I combine all the money, and And then that's that lah. So technically I still lived comfortably until I went into a job, until I went to a business, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that whole, so I'm like quite, I would say I'm quite comfortable with financial instability. Although of course it gets frustrating, but I'm like but it's not like I know like there will be people who like from 9 to 5 and they'll be like, oh no, like I got no money, like they'll be like really super stressed out. But like for me, I know like okay, it's okay, like money will come. Like of course it's tight, I'll be like a bit like complaining a
Yeah.
bit, but I know like the money will come. Like I won't be like, oh, this is the end of the world. No.
This is
So
like
I guess
abundance mindset.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the mindset shift for me lah, from
Fascinating.
9 to 5
Fitri?
to back.
I can relate to what Manisha and Liana said.
Mm.
The first Liana, the part where you set your own rules. So I remember my contract has 8 to 5, but
Oh,
because I
this
think
one
the
have, this one
culture
have.
from my yeah, Liana don't have, right?
Rena don't have.
So, but the culture from my supervisor being passed down is that, oh, you can just come half an hour before the client comes. So that has been the culture. So, and if the last client is at 1, I don't need to stay until 5. I can just leave at 2 or 3 lah, at least,
Wow,
right?
wow, wow.
So that was what's happening, and I got reprimanded for that because they had a change of
Management.
higher CEO,
Yeah.
higher supervisor. And like, okay, fine. But because of that, I like how I'm able to work any time. I think because from 9 to 5 I'm already working. I'm already
Yeah.
working like full time already. So
Mm-mm.
when I jump into starting a business, it was okay. I don't have that. I don't have to shift my mindset. Oh, I need to work all the time. I think because we enjoy what we do, and it does not feel like work at first.
Mm-mm.
And then but when we keep doing work to a point where um people maybe I've consumed some content online that says that you don't have to work so hard or hustle so hard, even if you are starting or even if you have a business. So you can actually set the times you work, because you are a solopreneur yourself. So it's jumping from working 24 hours to setting aside time to work. So that was the mindset I had to myself, because I was working all the time. I don't want to hit burnt out. I don't want to be stressed. So I had to discipline myself. Okay, these are the timings that I work. The rest of the timing, I need to be with my family.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
mindset shift. So when just now Manisha said about the flexibility that I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to spend 2 days just with the kids. Uh, that was surprising for me, because like I kept checking my phone. Have I done this? I done already. Have I like update my client? I update already. So it's just them having to reply to me. I just have to wait. Chill.
Yeah.
You can rest. You can be with your kids. So that was another mindset, because I kept working and working.
Yeah.
When you guys mentioned about finance, I think I still heavily rely on my husband. I did not want to be the one to who fork out the money. I just want my husband to be the person. But now, you guys know lah kan. So now the shift, it was a huge mindset shift. Like now I have to become the breadwinner. I felt like that. So there was a huge mindset shift, and I felt uh, not burden. I want to say burden. Like I felt the heavy
Heaviness on your
Wait,
shoulder lah.
like,
I have to make
yeah.
these decisions. Like
Yes,
why?
yes.
But okay, I have to go through, because this is part of growing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Fitri has gone to the next question that I want to ask, but it's okay. Yeah. So, what I'm hearing is time management, like you guys, when it comes to mindset shift, time management from being an employee 9 to 5, where you have to stick to that timing to work, and then when you become a solopreneur or self-employed, you kind of like be able to segregate the time, which time you want to work and which time you want to rest. So that kind of time management is very important shift when it comes to being an self-employed. And also I think Fitri also did mention about creating a work-life balance. Like
Mm.
she knows like which timing she focus on working, and she knows which timing focus on family.
Right.
And I think Fitri did mention also about the huge mindset shift that she has to go through because of the financial portion and everything, right? So for you guys, right, now that you are a self-employed, like in the current situation, is mindset shift still like kind of like applicable for you, like daily thingy, or it's like when something happened then you do that mindset shift
Daily.
daily?
I read this book. The name of the author escapes my mind right now. Sorry, author. But there was a chapter where he was talking about, you know, how sometimes, like for me, I go through like personal stuff and
Yeah.
professional. Like, I'm always finding time in between. My
Yep.
time used to be set, but after getting married, it's like all over the place.
Yeah.
So now I'm like constantly, like, I come home and I shower and I'm back at my desk. But I read somewhere that just before you start, give yourself like a minute or two to shift.
Yes.
Like it's like a
Yep.
transition.
Yep.
Like, okay,
Yep.
I have left that responsibility. My mom is okay. She's sleeping. I am now going to start my work. You know, so it's that daily thing, or it's the daily, like, okay, morning, I've done my housework. Now I've had my lunch. I'm starting now. For the next 4 hours, I'm
Yeah.
going to do work.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay if something comes in between, but
Yeah.
right now my mind is here. Stop thinking about all the things.
Yeah.
So because I
Yeah.
cannot stop thinking about all the things, because that's just how I am, just wired the wrong way, I write down
Yeah.
everything, put it on a task just next to me, and then I focus on what I have to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, but you know, at least I have this simple 5 second, 10 second exercise to
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to shift a little bit.
Yeah, I think I remember a conversation started with Fitri in our WhatsApp last time, where she needs to have that some time to transition from being a mom and then to become doing a business, like running her business. So I remember you was sharing something where you, if you want to feel that you're working doing work, then you start with a housework. Was it something like that you shared with us, right?
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so then it kind of like give you the boost into it, like, okay, I've started work, so you can transition later on to do your maybe 15 big dreams
Yep.
work. Does it work for you also, Liana? Do you have this kind of like transition, or yours is more of like off the cuff kind of thing?
Mine is
Like
kind of off the cuff.
oh, the cuff, okay.
For me,
So if it's off the cuff, right? Do you then require mindset shift?
no, I mean, okay, like for me, I still think like mindset is more about like the belief system, like more of
Okay.
like the beliefs that come from my head lah. Like, it's I think it's not about like changing gears. I feel that that's what I would call like changing gears. Like for example, if okay, I'm doing work as okay for Rika, right? And then after that, okay, then I just switch gear to lukisan. Yeah. So that's, I think I for that, yeah, I feel it's just I just toggle lah in between. But most of the time I kind of like stick to Reka stuff because it's yeah, I guess because I realize I'm more driven when it's a team effort rather than like
Alone.
because lukisan is individual, right? So
Yep.
there's no like accountability in that sense. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
so that's what I realized recently lah. So yeah, so like yeah, that's mindset shift for me is more of the belief, the self belief and all that kind of things. And that is why when you say, is it, do I still do it like now as a self-employed? Yes. I mean,
Is it
I
every
need it
day?
more than ever. Like, I think it's
Yes,
like I mentioned,
definitely.
it's more from that I really want growth. Like I'm always like looking forward to like growth. And if I still stick to like my old ways, like my old like negative self-talk and all that kind of things, I will not like get better, I will not grow lah. So that's that's where I think like mindset shift is very important lah.
Okay,
That's
okay.
my idea of mindset shift.
Fitri, for yours is transition, is it considered as a mindset shift for you? Or yours is the gear?
Yeah.
Gear?
as in
Or is
being
it like a
disciplined
fine,
that one.
or is it like a fine line between mindset shift and changing gears? Like being a mom is like another job altogether, right?
Mm.
So when you want to transit from a mom to your 15 big dreams, does that require like a mindset shift, like okay, this time I will start my work? Or is it just like changing gears, like what Liana was saying, like okay, my job as a mom is done for now. I mean, my job for mom is 24/7, but for now this is what I need to do as a mom. But now I'm going into 15 big dreams. Does that changing gears only, or you need some kind of like pep talk?
I think more to
Mm-hmm.
gear. It was easy now. I think the adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the starting because trying to create that work-life balance kan.
Right, right.
Was transitioning again. I felt transitioning to work is easier, but transitioning back to become a mother, do I really have to do this?
Oh my god.
Because the work was easy, like okay, I'm ready. I'm so ready. Can't wait to work. But bila to become a mother, but now it become a gear already lah. So okay lah, I can switch.
Mm-mm.
I also realized that I cannot multitask both works. Like right now,
Mm-mm.
with Honey and then with you guys, right? To me, this is work lah. So
Mm-mm.
I honestly, if you ask me, I rather have my kid being taken care of and I'm able to freely, yeah. I feel
Mm.
that even like this, I feel that I'm not able to really give 100% of myself, and I hate that actually.
Okay,
So
okay,
when I
okay.
do my
Okay.
calls or with my client, I cannot. I prefer not to have my kid with me. I just want to give them 100%. Although they are, of course, they are friendly lah. They say that don't disregard your kid. It's okay. It's
Mm.
fine for them to shout in the background. But I'm like, no, I don't like it.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course.
Now that we talk about like okay, mindset shift for me is also like a continuous learning and professional or personal growth, right? So having a mindset shift, just now I mentioned also, like you need to, it comes from within, so you need to embrace that growth mindset lah. So investing on like personal or professional development is very important to keep on having that growth mindset. Because I
Correct.
remember I think it was just like I was having a growth mindset in the first 3 years of my business, and then suddenly things happen. Then I became just now I think Liana say it's
Oh
difficult
yeah,
difficult
it's
to
okay.
switch, right?
Ah,
It's not switch, but it things happen along the way that
okay.
it kind of like dampened the
Mm, mm,
spirit,
mm,
and all the fears, all the imposter syndromes came up, and then
mm.
I went back to limiting belief. I went back to
Okay.
fixed mindset.
Mm,
So I feel that personally, every single day, it's very important to nurture yourself with
mm.
this kind of like maybe books or
Oh
audio
yes.
podcasts or
Yeah.
video casts or whatever that you are comfortable with, to keep on planting the seed inside your head or your mind or your heart, to keep on having this growth mindset. If not, I think you can. It's
Yes.
possible to fall back into fixed mindset because there's not much
Definitely.
of information or knowledge that you put in inside your mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
your thoughts and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
I think like one of it is, yeah, I mean for me I'm listening to like with like motivational speeches
Mm.
like every morning during my morning walk. Like I need to, like it's
Yeah.
like the only like, oh, pump up my
Yeah,
day.
yeah, correct. So
Yeah.
it's very easy for people to say I change your mindset, change your mindset,
Mm,
but
mm, mm,
you have to be willing to start changing,
mm,
because
mm,
yes, change is uncomfortable, but it
mm,
is definitely essential for you to grow yourself as a self-employed
mm,
person. Yeah,
mm.
like for you guys, right? What are some of the continuous learning activity that you do?
I wouldn't say learning lah. I think like
Right.
I like the word you used just now, nurturing.
Mm.
Because I think for me as a writer, I don't really wouldn't say learn from reading fiction novels, all these like juicy like romance or okay, I don't read romance lah, young adult mystery or whatever. I don't really learn anything, right?
Yeah.
But I nurture that little my joy in reading. I
Okay.
nurture the fact that I am a writer and not learning but reading new storylines, plot
Able
lines.
you
It's
to.
like, expanding my imagination, my horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily like it's not a study thing, although I am studying now, but I'm not really learning anything, right?
Right,
It's
right.
just nurturing that little like AJ always says, make time for yourself, make time for
Mm,
yourself.
Yes,
So
yes,
this is like
yes.
my okay, stop. I have to make time for myself.
mm,
Sometimes when I'm too tired, I try to watch something more educational, but
Mm.
recently I've just been like, I need to switch off my mind. So it's just like comedy all over again. But it's the nurturing because sometimes I think we all believe in this. Sometimes you need to step out
Yeah.
from whatever you do to
Yeah.
be creative when you
Yeah.
step back in
Yes.
or see a different perspective. That
Yeah.
itself is a very big task.
Yeah.
So sometimes I've said this in previous episodes, I don't believe in anything you do is wasting your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You know, like rest is if it's needed, it's needed. If I need to
Mm.
read a book because that's my way of nurturing my self-care, it's
Mm.
needed. It may not be immediate, there's no result, no short-term result there. But the long-term result is there because I mean for me, I challenge myself to read X number of books every year.
Mm.
So that is also my little thing that I do on the side, and I don't want to let go. It's the work-life balance like Fitri was talking about.
Mm.
So that is what it is. But yeah, besides that, learning, I don't know. I could say just reading a lot of I sign up to subscribe to a lot of newsletters. I don't necessarily read all of them all the time. But it could be simple things like knowing what's trending or following another medium author to see what's their latest story,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
getting inspired from that. So it's simple things. Last time I used to have the time and the effort in the beginning to be like, okay, read like a non-fiction, like how to marketing book. Now I'm like, I got no time to do that. Sorry. Not that I don't
Leverage.
respect them, but
Might
I
as
got no
well.
time.
Yeah. Might
Yeah.
as well
So
leverage, right?
it's that mini little bites of information, nuggets of information that is towards the growth mindset lah. Yeah.
Liana and Fitri, how do you nurture your growth mindset or mindset
Um,
shift? I know
I
you listen to
mean,
podcasts. Other than
yes,
that,
I listen to podcasts. So like every morning also now I'm like watching like TEDx. So like
Ah,
cause
Wow.
I go to the gym. So there's this workout that I saw. It's about 3:30.
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like incline 12. The speed is 3 for 30 minutes. So
Yep.
it's just basically walking on incline lah. So it's not even running. So I do that and I watch like some TED Talk. Yeah, then I'm like, okay, that's one way for me to like look forward to going to the gym because hey, I get to learn something. So that's one. I mean, I'm taking classes as well. Like yeah, like sometimes it's random classes. Or oh yeah, also for me, I like to really attend like conferences a lot. Yeah. I
Fun.
think there was one quote that Ustazah Liana Musfirat that I just recently attended, and she says that even though we are very knowledgeable, I think we are all also vessels.
Yep.
We need to keep on like topping up that
Topping up.
vessel lah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's no such thing as everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
There's always
I've always believe in the more you know, the more you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's something where, especially when I talk to people, like I learn a lot from meeting people. Like just a simple conversation. Sometimes it's just like, wanting to know like how are you, those kind. Then suddenly becomes like a topic on its own. Then like, this one can be podcast topic. Like it's always like a podcast topic lah. So yeah, it's something sometimes we think that we know a lot, but actually for me is I will for my awareness, right? When I say out loud the word I know, the date of me. Like for example,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Somebody tell me about something, and then I will say, yeah, I know. That phrase itself gives me the inclination, like, oh, you actually are like your head like big already, you think you know everything. So this is something where I will say, okay, stop that, and then you have to keep on reading and listen to what this person have to say, because they may have a different perspective which you can learn. So this is something that I learned last time, like when I caught myself saying the word I know, means your head is already so big that you need to go back to the ground and relearn, unlearn and relearn. Yeah. So that's my mantra lah for a mindset shift in that sense. Fitri, how about
Mm.
yours?
I learned that we input, like, so we consume a lot of content, right? I also learned that when we input, we need a time to just
Apply it.
no, haven't applied yet.
Oh, haven't
We
applied.
just sit still or like do nothing.
Digest.
Yeah.
Is it digest too?
Digest. So
Mm.
that's where the nature walks, the
Yeah.
gym part
Yeah.
comes in.
Yeah.
And then also we need to have the output
Yeah.
where we apply, where we write. So
Yeah.
that was something that I did for myself, and that helped me lah. So whatever input, whatever I consume, and recently I've been consuming a lot of podcasts. And then when I listen to podcasts, there will my creative juices will flow. Like I will
Yep.
writing notes. I cannot sit still. I will rewind back. What is it? What did this person say? I need to repeat it. So that's like work for me already. That's work. Then I know that my brain needs to have that time to internalize, comprehend, and everything.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what I did for myself this year is that I want to go for nature walk every single week. So that was
Oh,
something that I
nice.
try, even though it's not in the park. It's just under the void deck. But
well, it works.
Yeah.
so that's something I've been doing just to just connect with nature, they say. That's something to your brain. Okay,
Yep.
if I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
And then when
Yep.
the guys were mentioning about keeping yourself nurture yourself, find knowledge to always grow yourself. But I think I want to remind you guys to don't stop nurturing
Out.
output.
Yeah.
Don't stop that part also. Like as much as you nurture yourself, you can always apply or share your thoughts and
Yep.
opinions to others as well,
Yep.
because that's how we also grow together.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And that's what I've been doing in for the output. I do writing after I wake up. I cannot do writing at night before I go to bed. That's work mode already. So before bed, it's usually just either chill or read. Sorry. Read, not about work.
Yeah. The fiction one lah, right?
Yeah.
The fiction one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any fiction, recommendation can ask Manisha.
Yeah. I am going to ask after this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great conversation. I think about mindset shift is quite vast in that sense. But ultimately, individually, yes, we have to grow our own mindset. But I think as a whole, having a support system like what we have, like in Hey Biz Buds and everything, really important. Because that kind of like form the connection with all of us being a self-employed, and how we can also support each other, building that support system that we have. So that also can help with the mindset shift. Like sometimes some days that we may have limited belief or limiting belief or whatever, fear. So that this group of people who are actually with you can support you from the back. I think that kind of like concludes our conversation. And the what do you call it, the wisdom that you guys shared, definitely worth a lot when you listeners listen to this episode. And I feel this is something where you can just pick and choose which you feel can fit your lifestyle as self-employed. And if you have any other question about mindset shift, you can always approach any of us, to just ask us questions. We don't bite. We share knowledge. Like what Fitri are saying, we learn and then we try to output it out to by sharing. Yeah, and I feel that sharing is very important, because by sharing, then we know that what we learn is the correct way lah. in that sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So, yes, thank you so much to all the listeners who tune in to this episode. So, while you wait for the next one, you can tune into our previous episode where we talk about imposter syndrome. And I think self-employed always
Mm-hmm.
have this imposter syndrome
Mm-hmm.
inside us one way or another. So listen to the episode where we share a bit more about how we overcome and what are some of the imposter syndrome that we have. Yeah. So see you in the next one, and like, subscribe, and share this video. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.